Kelvin, you're back.
Yeah, I'm here.
Tell about Kelvin. Kelvin and somebody to had their own little
I think that one was more of a statement from him than
I thought he was out of line.
Yes, it was in relation.
He was totally out of line
with the incident. But I just want to ask a question. Let's go back to the incident. I don't know if Fly can help us with the incident. Yes.
The video.
Yes, the video is on screen now.
Yes, I'm sure it's looping. We'll talk about it.
Yes. Now, if you look at what happened on any day of the pitch, the goalkeeper made the save. All right.
Yes.
And got the man after. But look at I'm making a statement. No,
okay.
Let me
land. No, okay. You land. Because I'm also watching. I'm watching the clip as
exactly. Now look at Great Man. On anywhere on the pitch, would that be given as a foul?
No. Great Man is
look at Great Man. So the action from Great Man.
I'm coming. Great Man is number 23.
The captain who made who made the error.
He's involved in the sequence.
Exactly.
Okay.
Do you look at Great Man?
Yes, I
anywhere on the pitch, if you're a referee and you're officiating a match,
okay,
let's say in the center circle, and then Great Man's player, colleague wins the ball, but Great Man bumps into Kwampuku like that, would you give a foul?
Yeah, that looks like a foul to me.
No.
Oh, Raymond, you don't say this.
Ray, to be fair. Ray, to be fair.
That is never a collision.
If you break the two incidents, if you separate them,
exactly. I think on anywhere, referee Adari, that was a very difficult call for him to make, because it was in split second. He would have the permission of this video we are watching now.
Yeah,
it could be he made the decision from the ruggedness from Great Man, but did not look at
I think his assistant may have prompted, because the ref or the assistant didn't prompt him.
He moved on.
When
he got back, he was trying to get to the assistant, but the golden kick players had gotten to him and talking to him already. He didn't go ahead to speak to him. Even Yao Bless, he didn't even signal to anybody. He just took the 15 second steps and just got back and pointed to the spot. Okay. He didn't talk to anybody.
And you don't think he took a cue from the assistant?
Wait, Abigail, okay. Wait. They were using communication gadgets. Let's not forget the referees were using.
I want to listen to Kelvin.
Off the ball incident is a foul.
That is way after the ball.
The sequence of players.
It's an off the ball incident a foul or not?
Way after that sequence.
No, wait. It's an off the ball incident a foul or not?
Way after that incident. Where the ball was.
Ray, to be fair, if you look at the timing of everything,
exactly,
I will not classify that shove or the coming together. I will not classify it off the ball, because I think it was all
in the sequence
of the same sequence. Now, I think the question that needs answers is, what was the penalty given for? What was the penalty given for? Was it the goalkeeper's save, which I think when I watched the video, it's quite clean and fair, or it was the number 20 or Great Man's action? Once we have clarity on this, I think this argument will be put to bed, right? And I think Kelvin has introduced a very, very good angle.
Nathan, you see, Great Man was running towards his goalkeeper.
Yes.
No, was also running towards his goalkeeper.
Wait. Don't do that. Don't do that. Okay. Great Man missed. He miscued the ball, and he tried to redeem himself.
To be fair, To be fair, the more I watch the incident, the more I watch the incident. If we are only looking at the Great Man, not the goalkeeper, because I think the goalkeeper, he got it clean.
Exactly,
that was a clean tackle. The more I look at Great Man, so here you see Great.
Let's take it from here. Nathan.
No, Great Man made an error. Let's go back to the start of the whole sequence.
Ray, I think Great Man could have taken a better decision.
So he made an error and was trying to redeem himself.
You see?
So if it is on that,
exactly.
Well, he was already going down. No.
You want to go and do
that? Was already going down.
Please, technical team, come on, Mike. He wants to do touch screen.
You see,
Raymond was already going down.
Okay, that's why I'm saying that.
Asking was also going down.
Raymond, I'm asking a critical question.
Great Man wasn't going down.
Went down.
I guess the referee, what's his name? Referee
Adari.
Referee Adari.
Yes.
It's only Referee Adari who can tell us the action on which the basis on which he took an action.
Yeah, all the referees.
Because there are two parts here, Ray, and all the two things are happening almost concurrently.
Okay. Good.
Goalkeeper comes out, and we all agree that was a fantastic save. He does stop the ball. Kwame Poku loses control. He comes in, gets his left hand to the ball. He uses his body, and it's all good. But there's the gripman part we cannot lose sight of.
The gripman part, you call it coming together.
Nah, I won't.
And again, the gripman part, you ask the question that, was Kwame Poku holding the ball before gripman bumped into him?
Ray, what?
No, that's
coming.
So
What's
where
the
was
sequence?
the ball?
Ray,
Where was
the
the
reason
ball?
why I would what's the sequence? As the play breaks down, good. Look at Gripman's left hand. His arm now starts to go. He realizes he makes a mistake, and then he goes after the player.
They were running.
It was so what? It was so what?
Kwame Poku was already going down. Kwame Poku was already going down. Gripman also came in. They all went down.
Ray, I see.
But where was the ball? The goalkeeper had stopped the ball.
I see.
He didn't deny Kwame Poku a goal scoring opportunity.
That's what I'm saying. That
Kwame Poku didn't have the ball at that time. All of them were mid-air. It was a collision.
Personally,
Mid-air collision. Mid-air collision.
Where was the ball when Nicholas Jackson showed his elbow? Had he won it?
Mid-air. Mid-air.
Had he won it?
Mid-air.
Huh?
Mid-air.
Had he won it?
You see, they call it coming together.
This wasn't
That was a coming together.
coming together of who and who.
Oh, there are two players.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
But
The gentleman decided to barge into someone from behind.
Badge way.
So you see,
Badge way.
I am giving Latif Adari, a benefit of the doubt. And the referees were all using communication gadgets. I remember there was one incident, the official who was close to us at the media stand on the right hand, who was operating from the left to our right hand side. That is the other half, the first assistant. There were times he would just speak to the referee, and the communication gadgets were really much in use. Now the incident when it happened, Latif wasn't sure. So I was asking, because just like you see from the Kotoko players, they were thinking, it was even.
Yeah.
Game.
Nobody reacted.
The goalkeeper has made the save, and then in a split of, do I say 5-6 seconds, he just changes his mind.
Nathan.
And you ask yourself, what prompted it? Was it a communication? Just then, just when he decided to whistle and point, I saw the assistant referee running into position. So it was more like a communication. I don't know where it came
So that's what I'm saying. So we need clarity.
The referees are the very best people who can tell us why and what made them make the decision. But me, from what I have seen, the goalkeeper made a clean save, but there was a mistake from Gripman.
There's the Gripman part.
Exactly.
That is why I'm also going on.
That Gripman part, he has been able to see because of replays.
And you heard me right.
The referee, no, wait.
And you heard me right. I said I'm giving him a benefit of the doubt.
On the
Yes,
field
he's
would
made
have
that
seen
point.
that as a coming together.
Okay.
The real incident was there.
So now,
what do you think that the referee on the field may have also seen that as a badge into Kwame Poku that made him fall?
So the referee now, he has to make a decision. I don't know whether we can speak to a former referee, current referee.
I said replays will make it easy for him to come and say this is what he did.
Anyway, Abigail, your thoughts?
Well, Kevin clearly has brought another angle, but
Yes.
for me, what I was really confused about was the fact that after he moved, whatever was communicated to him, I didn't see any form of consultation or anything. Because in other jurisdictions, when referees are prompted on such incidents, they take their time. There's that, we all see that they talk to each other, and that understanding is explained to them that we don't have VAR. So if we had gone to maybe the fourth referee or the line one, Atimaka was down there, and maybe there was that communication, then we know that someone told him something. I don't think everybody knew there was something in his
nobody
ear. But
knows.
we didn't see any form of
tell us.
communication. He just went ahead, controlled the game, came back, and his attention was drawn onto it. But make us also see that, okay, this is what is happening, and all explain something to him. But he did not do anything. He didn't even look at his lines again, and he stood and waited for his lines to talk to the golden kick players before he came to. I don't get it.
If you see the decision, it wasn't as many seconds as we are thinking. If you look at how the goalkeeper bammed the ball, it was just in the space of a few seconds. And if you look at after Adari took the incident and the assistant referee ran into position for the penalty, he went there straight directly to go speak to him. No, unless you didn't see it.
Now let me clarify something. Okay. When Kelvin asked if that had happened anywhere on the pitch, the referee would have whistled for an infringement, right? That would have happened on the pitch with one player having the advantage of holding the ball. Mm-hmm. Okay. So if that incident happens with Kwame Opoku holding the ball, regular play anywhere on the pitch, the referee whistle for a foul. When that thing happened, Kwame Opoku was not having the ball. He was not holding the ball. He was not in a position of advantage and was kicked off the ball or was shoved off the ball. The goalkeeper had clearly dealt with the danger and had pushed the ball out of danger. So both players, that collision that took both of them down, was a coming together. Okay. It couldn't have been classified as an infringement, even based on what we saw. The referee couldn't have whistled and called for an infringement if that had happened anywhere on the pitch with another player clearing the ball or moving the ball out of danger. They would have taken it.
This is
that's what I'm saying, that the referee cannot tell us it is because of.
Okay,
Nathan. Let's go to the line.
Let's go to the line.
Right, sure.
Let's go to the line.
What does the law
let's go to the line. We have been joined by somebody who probably can give us some clarity. Good morning, sir. Welcome to the Sporty Breakfast on SportyFM.
Thank you very much.
Okay,
you are most welcome.
Thank you. I want you to please introduce yourself for our listeners.
Oh, just to be brief, I am a retired referee who retired in 2007. Okay?
I see.
After my retirement, I paid for my own tuition, everything. So I went to London, Dublin, to be precise, for reference in certain course, organized by the FA, the British FA, right? And so when I came back, then in 2008, then FIFA recognized the contribution of some of us. So my fair thing was we went to Rwanda to have the football trash in certain course. That time, Oseti Tuajiman, Futuro as we call him, he was the chairman of the referees committee. So I went with him, and then Justice Yeboah, and then party Kennedy party. All right. So this was the team of that came from Ghana. So we attended our course. So when we came back, so I started my instructorship as a Futuro instructor. Then when we came back, then it happened that another course was at Egypt. Okay. So that one I went with Chaduna, and then the two of them went for that course. And then the late Ayita Mensah, who was the secretary at the time. So then we were being upgraded or updated with the laws of the game. Then we came back. The last one which I had to attend was in Tanzania, which I went with what do you call him? This man who work at the audit, okay, everybody. So and then the lady from who the FIFA referee, yeah, and then so we attended that course. So we came back. So in 2011, I was appointed to be a member of the referees committee of Ghana under the chairmanship. Kotoko was there, and then the late Anagba Jordan. Okay, so 2.5 years. So I joined the referees committee. So we did a work until 2017 when so that is the background. So I'm currently a referee assessor and then an instructor, a match commissioner.
I see.
Yes, come.
I see. Wonderful. Ladies and gentlemen, that's referee Diwa Asari, former member of the referees committee. Okay, great. Retired referee Asari, I'm curious. We are having a conversation on the major decision from yesterday's MTN FA Cup final, the penalty awarded to Kotoko that made the game 2-1. Have you seen the sequence of play that led to the decision?
Okay, as a referee, and not even a match of any such caliber. Football is a contact game, right? So you cannot play without having contact with your colleague. But how that contact is made is the main issue.
Okay.
Now you see, I didn't get the opportunity to watch the whole match. I only saw the penalty award, and I shouted within me, why? That was anyway, that is my personal opinion. That is what I screamed. So my wife even ran from the room to come in. What is happening to me? And I said, no. Okay, it should give me a chance. Then there was a replay, and I watched. Now, you see, when players are moving, you, the referee, you must not follow them directly.
Okay.
When you follow them directly, there's no hole in between them for which you can see what is happening at the other side. So you run to the side, where if they are running to the right, you come to the left, so you can get a clear view of whatever happens. Because penalty is a capital punishment.
Okay.
So when you are giving it, you must make sure that there's no doubt. Okay, let's continue. So when the two players came, then the goalkeeper came.
Yes.
You see, we call something that who initiated even the contact.
Okay.
You understand? That is how we take the thing before we punish you. So you realize that the goalkeeper came out with the intention of grabbing the ball or saving the ball.
Okay.
Then when he missed it, he was going out now to grab it. Then look at the player. And in my opinion, the player was the one who initiated even that foul. You understand? So, to me, with my small knowledge, even though I am no more in the system or whatever, I am always reading the laws of the game.
Okay.
17 laws, right? And you must, so that because of any such thing, I am in my village here, and now I'm at New Matai, near Abekuma, near the hot oven. Okay? That's why I'm hiding and I'm doing. So, if you come and you ask me, because everyone look to me, they come and see some people in my area. So, anytime they're playing with these foreign balls, they want me to sit by them at the studio, like the beer bar or whatever, and then we watch together. And then, so, with my children, they can tell you that this one is a foul because people taught us. If you come to SOS, they will tell you. I take them through the rules of the game. So anytime you ask any of the SOS parents, they will tell you that when they are watching the game, the children will officiate for them.
Okay, so
anyway,
I am saying that. Okay, yeah.
I am saying that, right? To me, that incident cannot warrant a penalty. That's my opinion.
Okay, I just want to ask you something. So I'm watching the clip, and there are two things. So you have the Kotoko player coming into the box, and the goalkeeper comes out. You can see the goalkeeper's left hand getting to the ball and all of that. And there's a second part of that incident. So the golden kick player, the player is called Goldman. You can see him jumping into the back of the Asante Kotoko player. What about that part of the incident too? Do you think the referee may have made his decision based on that other part of the sequence, or he made his decision based on the coming together of the goalkeeper and the Kotoko player?
You see, that is where I have my problem. So if you see what do you describe, and the goalkeeper player chance to, that is the time you must award the penalty. If you want to, or you are breaking for an advantage. And there's nothing like advantage there. But because there's no colleague of the other player that the ball will go to. So immediately, then whistle. You don't wait until the second incident. That's what I'm asking. Which one is it penalizing?
Okay.
Is it that what you are talking, like I described? I say that it is a contact game. So you can and then you must be careful to see the one who is initiating or making the move.
Okay.
Is he playing carelessly? Is he playing recklessly or whatever? Or use of excessive force? You must put all this into play before you get a conclusion. You see, someone you are blessed will tell you it's from Peking here. Okay? I know him very much. My father came from him. When the funeral came, they were all there. He was at Winneba at the time. when I was on the referee.
Sorry, it was Adari. Bless did not officiate the game. He got injured in the warm-up, so it was Adari who eventually handled the game.
It's Adari. Oh, sorry.
Yes.
I was hearing that. You see now I'm telling you that I didn't watch the match. You see, I always saw.
Referee Bless was supposed to, but he got injured, so it was Mr. Adari who stepped in to handle the game.
All along they were telling me they were calling. So I thought, sorry. I know that, and I have the firm belief he wouldn't have done that. He wouldn't have performed that way. That's what I'm saying. That is my opinion. Please, opinion differ.
Okay.
And I know I don't want anybody to take me to that. I'm giving conclusion because the incident has happened already.
Okay.
What I will say, what you will say, cannot change the result. You understand?
Yeah.
But since we are learning, and I'm a teacher, I have to put the right decision on his path. So that next time, when you happen to referee B, you see, there will not be any rule about it.
Yes. Thank you so much, Referee Diwa, retired Referee Diwa. I really appreciate your input this morning. You've brought some clarity to the matter.
Thank you very much. I'm always available.
All right, thank you so much. Okay, so retired referee, let's listen. Retired referee Diwa Asari. He's also highlighted the ambiguity, and he said if you break the incident down into two parts, he recognizes the fact that there are two things happening. Yeah. And then he also says that the referee has left us wondering what it is he gave the penalty for. Is it the golden kick goalkeeper apparently fouling Kwame Poku, or Gripman's movement? Now, the more I watch that, I say that if the referee had been sent to the screen to watch that, I think he would have given based on Gripman's incident. Yeah. I think. Yeah. Just looking at, again, Ray, my point is, I'm not looking at the pace of everything. It's not like the incidents are far apart. They almost happen concurrently.
So Nathan, a direct free kick in which a penalty is part of direct fouls given.
Yeah. Yes.
It is given when an opponent is in a manner considered by the referee to be careless, reckless, or using excessive force.
Yes.
Now, if you look at Gripman, he missed the ball. So the only point was, how am I going to redeem myself? That action was careless and reckless and excessive force.
Again, all of it
jumping into your opponent is excessive force.
All of it hangs on referee Adari. He's the only person. He's the only person. And of course, let me introduce Michael Asaibodu is joined us in the flesh this time.
Yeah.
In the flesh this time. Yes. And we have another Michael here, so they have the two Michaels.
The Messiah.
Michael Akumia from Wuntumi FM, right? Did I get your station right?
Yes.
From Wuntumi FM.
Sure.
Wonderful. It's nice to have you guys here.
Thank you.
No, when I say Michael, they'll get confused, so I have to figure out.
Asaibodu Messiah.
Okay, so Michael is Asaibodu and Akumia.
Ray said it's a penalty.
Wow, guys, look, it's nice to have you guys. The talk from yesterday, I had so many fans after the game approaching me. There was a particular guy who said, "Hey." I said, "Hey, Ghana football now." I say, the penalty, Basa. Like, people were so aggrieved, and there are some people who believe that it was a good call. But as I've said, I think we are more confused than before. Yeah. I think we need to know the point on which this penalty is based. Is it the first incident or the second incident? I don't know.
Michael is shoving the back of my head because I introduced another angle.
No, I think it's a great argument.
Yeah. I think it's a series of incidents that leads the referee to take this particular decision. And one thing I was watching whilst I was running the commentary was the movement of the assistant referee too, and that is Theophilus Akugri. So you can see in this footage clearly, when this happens and the referee initially allows for play to continue, the assistant referee too makes a run beyond the corner line. So that is him there with his flag.
Yeah.
That signals that something is wrong. So in as much as the referee has still agreed, let's play, there is something that needs addressing. And that drew the referee's attention to it. Now, he did not really communicate in terms of going there and then having a chit-chat. What should we do? But there was an early signal that ringed in his ear, and the referees communicate by body movements too. So I read Raymond, I monitor his actions, and then I take a decision regarding
I'll take you to an incident. The first time in my life as a football fan, I saw something like that was in 2008.
Okay.
Chelsea v Man United, Stamford Bridge. Now Chelsea are playing down the right-hand side and they cross a ball. Now Carrick is the Man United player who goes to block the cross. He doesn't. Somebody's finishing. He doesn't block the cross. The ball goes off his hand, and the ball gets into the area. The ref allows it to play, but I noticed that the assistant referee was running towards the corner flag and was waving vigorously. And I was asking myself, what is this guy doing?
Signaling that.
And then the referee turns to see. Then he points to the spot, and then I see the replay, and Ballack scores the penalty. The rest is history. Chelsea win the game 2-1. But we get them back in Moscow. But that's on the side. but I'm saying, so you are right.
It's a similar thing here. So when I was running the commentary, I just decided against saying, oh, this is not a penalty. Why is he giving this? I just wanted to monitor the decisions and the movements of the officiating officials. And that drew my attention to something being wrong. But unfortunately, there wasn't a benefit of a replay from this angle that we are watching. So I decided to just keep my cool. What I said was that it was a very controversial decision, but we would just have to get the benefit of a replay to make a firm decision as to whether it is an accurate one or it was a wrong call.
Do you think the referee needed a replay?
I think that from what the assistant referee too saw, he was the replay for the referee. He provided that option. Okay, so he explained another angle. This is what I saw. And referees trust themselves because the same training you go through as a center referee is a similar one I go through as an assistant referee. Because if I'm an assistant, there are certain things I will need to do. That would be checking my lines and all that. So referees respect the assistant referees for this. Offsides, and then in the box or decisions or actions in the penalty box, they check for some of these things. So they refer to them when something particularly happens within that penalty area. The assistant referee is the go-to person, checking for lines, checking for certain player actions and all that. So I think these are some of the things that assistant referees contribute to the center referees in the decision-making process. And he played a role here. Now for Latif Adari, I think people have a problem with the initial decision to allow play on to continue, the play to continue. And then he had to come back and then award a penalty. But these things happen. There are times where referee even award decisions and then they go back and then decide not to award the same decision they gave earlier. So these things are things that occur in the game, and we have to understand it. Was it a penalty? I think if you watch the footage that you just showed, clearly it should tell you that the actions of Roland Grepman was non-football like. Kelvin has explained. He applied excessive force. One, he had an instance to retrieve possession for his side. He failed. Kwame Poku got the benefit of that, and then he had a kick. The goalkeeper attempted to make a save. He made that save, but did not have possession of the ball at the instance where Grepman made contact with Kwame Poku. So it will be deemed as that ball is a loose ball because the ball was still on the pitch. The goalkeeper did not have it. Kwame Poku had a fair chance to attempt to play the ball again. Now, why did he not get that option? Because Grepman fouled him.
I see. Interesting.
So it is all about interpretations, how you look at the incidents that unfolded. But I think that everything that I've seen now gives me some level of confidence that I think Adari and then his assistants made the right call.
Well, as for Adari, I would be very interested to hear from him to tell us where he made this decision. Akumia, is it these incidents when they happen and all of that? Does it now tell us we probably need VAR?
Yeah, I think so. But we also need to ask ourselves a lot of questions as to if you have the finances to get something like that and also be consistent with it. We've seen countries use VAR and at the same time they get things wrong.
But others get things right too.
I understand, but in our terrain, I think the only person we can really rely on is this guy that we took, Daniel Lai, who has always been with the CAF team here out in major tournaments. But in all, I think it has to also deal with the mind and how we go into games. Before this game, there was a lot of discussions that had gone on that people felt like they want Kotoko to go. They want Kotoko to represent Ghana in Africa, CAF confederations. So more like a premeditated mindset that something was going to be done in the game for Krobia Kumasi and Asante Kotoko. In this particular instance, let's just say that the current situation we are discussing about is a penalty.
Okay.
Now, in this instance, the timing, the kind of sequence towards that particular decision will make people actually feel like, no, these guys planned the thing in the room before they came out, just to give Kotoko the penalty at such moment due to some of the things that were said before the game.
Some things were said,
definitely, before the game.
Really?
Yes, some things were said definitely before the game.
Who said those things? Maybe just fans sharing,
it's not
conspiracy theories.
It's not even about fans alone. I just heard the general manager of, I think, Golden Kicks speak about it, that you people think we can't go to Africa. We have the money to go to Africa, all of these things. So it means he has also heard something behind the scenes, which he also needs to come out and say something just to encourage his team. But when I look at the video once again, I think there was also an external pressure behind the assistant line too. I don't know if you have taken notice of that. There were some guys right behind him, and these guys were shouting. If they can get us the video again, you could see it right behind the assistant line too. They were just pointing to it.
Yes.
I don't know if you realized it.
Yes.
There were some guys.
Fly, if you can put up the video again.
I was just asking myself, where did they come from? Why are they supposed to be there? Because these actions also gives a lot of people doubt about the decision that was taken as at that moment. Because you don't give room for people to get around the referee. You see, there were some guys behind the assistant. Right here.
Yeah, I see two gentlemen there.
So you can see
point so you can. I don't know.
So who are they?
Who are they?
And apparently, it looks like they might be sympathizers of Asante Kotoko, because after they saw that a penalty had been given, you can see one very tactically is moving towards where the Kotoko fans were. And it wasn't just that. I think there were several security breaches. And even when Golden Kick equalized from Blessege, the ball boys were celebrating with them. No, I don't know if anybody paid attention.
Okay, Michael, if you guys are looking at that video, what the guy in black should be one person you know.
I don't want to mention it.
You don't want to mention. I did the person.
No, I don't want to mention it.
You don't want to mention it.
That's why I used they are sympathizers of Asante.
I see. Talking about that, let me just read this update from the. Now, let me read this update from the GFA. They said Golden Kick have been charged with breaches of the GFA's disciplinary code 2019 and Division 1 League Regulation 2019 following their cup final with Kotoko. It is alleged that supporters of Golden Kick FC threw objects onto the field of play during the said match. Further, the club is alleged to have made social media commentary on the match officials, and that brings the competition into disrepute. They have up until Wednesday, the 18th of June, 2025, to respond to the charges. So that is the latest from the GFA's kitchen.
But how are they able to determine those who aimed projectiles on the pitch are Golden Kicks?
I saw some of the projectiles. Hey, Ray, should I tell you what was in the projectiles?
What is it? Content.
Heavy content.
Like, for example,
ammonia. Yeah, that should tell you what was in there.
No, but wait, the GFA regulations, does it cover what you do, activities on social media and all?
Yep. Your conduct.
Specifically.
Yeah, your conduct.
No,
your conduct.
Specifically.
Yep, your conduct.
Reference social media.
Your conduct around the game. So it could be on social media, on radio, or traditional media.
When the issue of Accra Lions came up, that whole social media thing, and even when the issue of the Young Apostles president, the president,
Sami Animado.
Yes, what did the FA do with those cases? Especially with regard to what happened on social media. But they brought another one up. Okay. We are waiting.
So maybe you are hinting at selective justice.
Oh, no, I'm just saying that. We are all waiting.
Get it, but
we are waiting for
I think it falls in line. If a club conducts itself in a manner that brings the game into disrepute, then the FA can take it up and then decide to charge that club. It falls within all the laws that the FA have in terms of governing our football.
I see.
It is not in contravention to what has been stipulated in the GFA statutes, the other regulations that are being used to run the respective competitions that the FA organizes. The issue here is that if Party A does it, they are allowed to escape the full rigors of the law. If Party B does it, then we have to apply the law. So maybe you have to look at that. But in charging Golden Kick, I think it is in order. My issue is how are they able to ascertain that those who aim projectiles, maybe it is Raymond, maybe it is Kelvin, are actually supporters of Golden Cake? Because at pre-match, the only demarcations given were that the Kotoko fans will be at the other end of the goalpost.
Then Golden
Cake will be at the other end. So for the VIP and then the center line, it was for neutrals. So if you observe critically, where the projectiles were aimed from, one was from the other side of the center line, that is opposing directly the VIP. And then some were even from the VIP. So how do you determine that, okay, so this man threw a bottle, he is from Golden Cake. It might be a neutral enjoying the game. He feels so disappointed in the decision that the referee has taken, and he decides to take matters into his own hands and then throws the bottle. I think if you are charging Golden Cake, it should be for the misbehavior of their players.
And some officials
running towards the officials, charging them, trying to assault them. That should be where you look at.
I think failing to control their players.
But for bottles being thrown on them,
you can't determine.
I think it's unfair to Golden Cake.
I think it's unfair to Golden Cake.
Yeah, I mean, as for the point is, as for Golden Cake, if they have said anything on social, they need to go and answer.
Yeah.
That one. You see,
but if you play the game and I feel I've been robbed, I'm going right on my social media.
No, their penalty was so poor.
Dubious penalty.
Ray, you see, we say we are doing this football.
Dubious penalty.
If we are doing it, let's do it well.
But not controversial, but not dubious.
If we say we are doing it well,
want to hide behind English.
Oh no. It's controversial, not dubious.
Okay, so this morning what we are doing is we are contending the decision taken. But we are not able to ascertain the veracity as to whether it was a right call.
So that's where the controversy is. It's not dubious is when we know it is this way, but you said that way. but guys, Akumia and Asai, but just concluding thoughts on the entire campaign, the MTN FA Cup campaign. You first in a few words, and then Akumia. Then we can talk about Ghana Football Awards, Club World Cup, and then some boxing.
Well, I think what happened yesterday was just to give the confirmation that our football has not been properly organized. And I say this for the league games and then the normal games in the cup competitions, because yesterday was fully an event and you could see that people participated in it. They did not come just because there was an FA Cup final that they have to come and watch. They came because they want to share in the experience, and it was a beautiful one, I must say. So I want to give thumbs up to the MTN FA Cup committee for deciding to put together what we witnessed yesterday. I think it was beautiful. The other part of Kojo Manuel and DJ Loft, how they played a part in energizing and then also making the crowd very excited with their own music display, and then the hype versions of was it Kojo Manuel? Yep.
Yeah, Kojo Manuel.
Then the other part.
Kojo Manuel is the greatest hype man. In Ghana, maybe in Africa, I don't know.
There was an instance where he engaged the Asante Kotoko fans, and it was that beautiful. And then they decided to just play Kumerica songs to entertain the Kotoko fans. It was a wonderful vibe. Then that aside, the decision to the cultural display, it was so beautiful in the sense that the contestants, they allowed the gamashi, where they wear the white calico and then they apply some paint and then they have we call it nyenya leaves. I don't know how you call it here. That was representing the Ga culture. Then there was a rich display of kente, and then the Adowa dance with the phantom from drums being sounded. That also represented the two teams who are playing in the final. So Golden Cake comes from the Greater Accra area, Asante Kotoko from Greater Kumasi. Then they are both portraying their culture. It was that beautiful. You have to give it to them. Then for the Legends game, the whole idea to bring the Legends to come play, to give us vibes of the good old days. It was that beautiful to see them on the pitch as well, display everything that they did. I think in a nutshell, it's been a worthwhile experience regarding the 2024-2025 MTN FA Cup. We've seen some beautiful, beautiful games. We've seen some wonderful organization, from the quarterfinals in Kumasi, semi-finals at Takwa, and then the grand finale in Accra. I think it's something that we have to give it to Wilson Atta and his team for that wonderful job done. But I still think there are a lot more that we can do to add up to it. How do we grow this from the stage that it is now? Then I will end by saying that we need to look at our football matches as not just football matches. There is much more to it. So what package are you offering? Because the modern day football fan in Ghana once more, they derive a lot of attention, so excitement from the game that they are watching. Already, there is a taint on our league and then our football products that it lacks a certain level of legitimacy. It is not genuine. It lacks, it doesn't have that kind of prestige that it carries. People feel that matches are manipulated and all that. So if we can tie in other aspects, like the entertainment sector, if we can carefully inculcate them into how we run our game, I think it will raise the excitement levels, and then it will draw a large number of persons to come and watch our game. Because yesterday, if you watch, there were kids present.
Oh yeah,
there were women present. Yeah. It was a beautiful sight.
Calvin, where we were a few seats to our left, there was this man and his little girl. I'm sure the girl must have been 3-4 years.
And his kids.
Exactly.
It was
Zakaria Mumuni. He came with his wife and then young daughter.
Yes.
The coach, Fifi Parker Hansen, was with his family.
Yes.
So if the environment is safe enough and then it is entertaining, families can come and enjoy their football.
Exactly.
And then trust in the environment that it will keep their family safe and secure.
Yeah.
And I think it is something that should drum home in the heads of the FA officials, that how do we make sure that the day-to-day Ghana Premier League venues, the Division 1 League venues, embodies something like what we saw for the FA Cup. It is expensive, but we need to start from somewhere. And I think if we're able to do that, then gradually we are winning over the next generation of football fans. Because that kid that came will likely want to be part of another experience again.
Yep.
So we need that. And the FA needs to guarantee us that there will be making changes to how the game is being run.
Akomia, your thoughts?
This is where I have a problem with how we keep our stadiums safe for various families that comes around. So imagine yesterday a 3-year-old kid, a 4-year-old kid, you actually see someone throwing a bottle on the pitch, see all of these things in and around. How do you expect this kid to have interest in coming back to the same venue next season if you're supposed to play football? These are things we need to look at. I strongly believe that the MTN FA Cup has actually set a standard for itself when it comes to publicity, branding, a lot of things. The peak of it is when I saw Okowo United and Bechem United play a final at Cape Coast Stadium and be able to fill that particular stadium with neither fans having a fan base in Cape Coast. That is the peak of it. We saw House of Folk and Kotoko in Tamale. Now we see Kumasa Sante Kotoko and Golden Cakes. Look at the crowd we saw yesterday. Massive. So such a competition like this, which you have actually tapped, Obia, brings a certain delight about it due to how its nature is. We watch quality football, we watch quality players, we see even young talents we have not actually seen on a bigger scene play against such top clubs and give us good football. But at the end of the games, what do we discuss? Refereeing, hooliganism. It's a big problem. The way forward for our football, we need to look beyond these individual talents we see on the pitch and try and bring some sanity to our game. I'm tired. We watch Ghana Premier Leagues during the weekend. We come back to work on Monday. Instead of us to discuss tactics, individual players, the beautiful game, and we'll be discussing referees. Why?
Referees are part of the game too.
We really watched a very good game yesterday. I must be very honest. Tactically, these two coaches did some things that needs discussion. How Kotoko switched from a 4-3-3 to 4-4-2. You look at Golden Cakes at a point in time with a 3-back system. How they played with a lot of width. We can talk about the individual brilliance of their players on the field of play.
True.
How they dominated Kumasa Sante Kotoko, that combinations, 1-2 rotations in the middle of the park. But today, we are here discussing about a referee's decision. How do we change this? Enough is enough. We can't come here again and be doing this.
We can't talk about a cup final and talk about referee again. We have to talk about the football itself, not the referee.
We watched a very beautiful game yesterday.
But the game was good.
It was that good.
The game was good.
And I never expected Golden Cakes to play. I know they are good, but playing against Kotoko, I expected something different. Maybe they will sit back, try and counter Kumasi.
No way. Lot of boldness. They were brave. They were confident. I say, shout outs to their number 30, Abdullah Zaka.
Hey,
Lord.
What a player.
This is SportyFM, the voice of sport.